guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you probably could tell from the thumbnail, I have a foundation problem. I cannot stop buying them, I love them, I'm obsessed with them, and sometimes when my friends see all my foundations, they're very confused and mind-boggled at how on earth I choose a foundation each day. What are they all for? When do you wear which one? What are you doing with all these foundations, you crazy lady? That's generally the conversation that we have. So what I thought would be really useful is to kind of look at my collection and say, okay, so what do I use this foundation for? When is this one best? When do I need that one for? And kind of consolidate them into as few scenarios as possible to help you guys decide if you're trying to cut down your collection, to help you kind of think about which ones you can live without and which ones you can't. And also if you're trying to build a collection, what types of foundations you might need for different types of event or day. And hopefully some of this makes some sense to you, because I'm not sure. You really actually only need, obviously you actually only need one foundation if you're a normal person, but if you're an addict like myself, there are three main categories, so three foundations that you actually would justify needing on a day-to-day basis is a light, long-wearing foundation that is soft on the skin, easy to wear for a long period of time, and has an SPF in it. So that is for your like day-to-day, daytime work foundation. So if you're working for 12 hours and you've got to wear your foundation for 12 hours at least before you can take it off, it's got to be something that's kind of kind to your skin. It's probably something that's quite light and natural looking if you want it for work, unless you work obviously in beauty or in retail. Then like me, if you work in an office, I want something that doesn't really look like I've got foundation on, but it has an SPF in it if I'm out in the sun day to day for a long period of time, and also is okay on my skin for wearing for like maybe up to 15, 16 more hours. It's not gonna mess my skin up. So something like a BB cream is perfect for this scenario. So I use the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done. So this claims to be a moisturizer, a primer, and a very light foundation in one. So it also gives you the opportunity to skip those steps. I still use moisturizer with it, and I sometimes not use primer as well. I never use it just by itself, I always moisturize, but it obviously is a really good foundation to take on like a night away, or if you're staying at friends or something like that as well, because it means you can take less stuff and get away with it. Just on a one-off, I find it really, really nice and gentle on the skin. It has some skincare qualities in there, SPF 20, and it's really good value for money because you get 40 mils, which is 10 mils more than a standard foundation. So that is, for me, a really good choice for that day-to-day, wearing it for a long time, want to look like you don't really have much makeup on, if any. Yeah, one and done. One. So then, as far as your foundations are concerned, I have one that I wear if I want to have like an actual made up face. The one I've got on today in the daytime is the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau. So what I look for my sort of foundation day wear is an SPF. This has SPF 20. I want it to look natural, but give at least a medium coverage, and just be quite lightweight to wear, comfortable, very long wearing, because that's generally the foundation I reach for on like a weekend, where I'm not necessarily going to like a wedding or a party or anything like that, but I am going out and about, want to look made up, and I want it to last all day, and also want it to protect my skin, so I reach for this one. And thirdly, and the third one is a special event foundation. So what I look for here is a foundation that is going to photograph well throughout the day, so that includes flash photography, that is going to last, that is going to look beautiful on the skin, and is going to have at least a medium finish. So for that foundation, I reach for the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This has no SPF in it, it photographs beautifully, there is never going to be a white cast in flash photography, it lasts really well on my skin, and has a medium buildable coverage, as well as a really natural glowing finish. So this is my special event foundation. So that is kind of the three categories that you would want to aim for if you're trying to build up your collection. One that is photographs with no flashback and will last a long time for special events like a wedding, like a night out, like a big party. Then you want your daytime foundation that has an SPF, that is long wearing, that has a good coverage for what you want and a lovely finish. And then your everyday foundation that is wearable for long periods of time, looks like nothing and feels like nothing on the skin. So those are kind of the three key foundations to have. The next two are optional. This foundation is the foundation I use when I go on holiday. So when I go on holiday, I don't wear any makeup during the day, but in the evenings, I like to wear quite a bit of makeup and go for dinner and dress up. So I want a foundation that has a lot of coverage, which this does. I don't want it to have an SPF because again, we're always taking flash photos in the evening, so I don't want it to have an SPF in it. I also want it to be pretty good at controlling oil and keeping it quite matte because if it's hot, I get more oily and all that kind of stuff. So this for me is a really good one, and also it needs to be in a deeper shade because you're on holiday and you're getting tanned. So also what I like about this one is that it comes in a plastic tube, not a glass bottle. Yes, I could use one of these foundations in a darker shade. However, they are going to be all in glass bottles. Generally, higher end foundations are in a glass bottle, which could smash, obviously, on a flight and be all over your clothes when you arrive. So I like that this is in a squeezy tube, so it's not going to cause me any problems if there should be an accident. And last but not least, definitely an unnecessary addition, but this is the MAC Full Coverage Foundation, and this is fully waterproof. So I have mine in the shade NC30. It's a cream foundation. It lasts forever. There is something like 28 grams in here, which if you have another cream foundation, have a look because that is a lot. Generally, like the stick foundation, cream foundation is something like 10 grams. So 28 is a huge amount in a foundation. And this will last you a very long time because you use very little. But I always use this if I'm going swimming or if I'm going to the gym or anything like that where I want to have some foundation on. It has really buildable, nice coverage, very luminous finish, and is just absolutely bomb proof. I swim in it and I come out and it doesn't, you can't tell I've got makeup on at all. It is just very bomb proof. So I keep this one in my collection just for swimming, just for things like going to the gym, if there's a reason why I'd want to wear makeup in those circumstances. So that is it. The rest of those foundations that are in my thumbnail are completely unnecessary, completely indulgent, completely me just trying to find my holy grails. But now that I have these foundations, these are my holy grails for every scenario, every situation I might find myself in. I will never need another foundation. So if you catch me buying one, stop me because I don't need any more unless I'm replacing one of these guys right here. I hope that was helpful. If it is, please don't forget to like and subscribe before you go. And I hope to see you in a future video. Take care for now. Bye 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 bye.